Hi everybody, my name's Toni and I'm here with the Everyday Counts program, and we have an hour for yoga. So thank you for joining me, I so appreciate it. Find yourself in a comfortable place, whatever that means for you, and it doesn't have to look like anything. You can be in a chair, your legs can be anywhere that's comfortable for you. Make sure that you've got support if you need to. And then when you're ready, settling in. I do invite you to soften or lower your gaze or close your eyes to start with, whatever you're feeling perfect with today. And then allow your body weight to sink into whatever it is you have for support underneath you. Always starting with allowing ourselves to ground. We spend so much of our time up in our head that taking a few moments to notice our body as it's connected downwards, as it's supported. Wondering how many times today maybe you notice that, if at all, that you are supported by this earth. And we can allow ourselves to be held. With that weightedness of connection. Inviting in a lifting through the spine, through the crown of the head, in your own way. Settling the shoulders, broadening across the collarbones. Take a full breath in. Exhale it out. And this also allows us to settle into this moment. A couple more breaths just like that. Big breaths in, nice soft sighs. Feel the exhales in your body as you start to let go of your morning, your day, your week so far, and settle into this moment. And as you settle into this moment, allow the breath to settle itself as well. Going inwards and noticing how it is that you're feeling today. How much energy you have. If you've got certain concerns. How your body feels. The places that feel great, the places that feel challenged, so you can really move forward into your practice with all this in your awareness. Maybe there's something you need to hold present through your practice today to take care of your body. Noticing the breath as it comes and goes, and the natural ebbing and flowing of the breath in the body, and how the body responds to it, the softening and expansion. You might even notice that there's one or a few places where you really feel the breath is present today. And then I invite you to notice your whole body as it responds to the breath. You might dot your awareness around from the crown of your head, your chest, the back of your ribs, your knees, your fingertips, your toes. And notice the expansion, softening through your whole body. And if there's a place in your body where you really feel that the breath is not present, and if there is, then take a few breaths with your awareness, wherever that may be, that you feel like the breath is not present. And breathe into that area. Send the inhale there. Feel the expansion and allow there to be a softening. The breath is one of our greatest tools, that bridge of connection between the mind and the body. Hold the intention to allow your whole body to breathe with you and for you. 360 degrees all the way around, as if you were just an expanding, pulsing being with your breath. And you can also ignore everything I say too, no big deal, if you just want to focus on one particular breath coming in and out. There's no right and wrong here, it's just an exploration, as all yoga is. So we connect downwards and we lift from there, and we have this pulsing and ebbing and flowing of the breath through every particle of our being. You might even feel it into the space around you, like an aura around you, pulsing with your breath. And you may have no idea what I'm talking about, and that is fine too. Starting to move with that breath, allowing your hands to dangle down next to you. On the inhale, we're going to lift those arms up, and exhale, allow them to settle down. Maybe that's a nice small movement for you. Maybe you feel energetic and it is a big movement. Maybe the hands come all the way up. Maybe they don't. Again, I invite all of you to soften your gaze, lower your gaze, or close your eyes to allow yourself to tune into your inner world. Continue this movement with the arms if that feels good. Starting to bring in a twist. So we're going to lift up and twist towards the left side. So right hand comes forward, left hand comes back. Inhaling up through center and over to the other side, gentle twist. And simply allowing your shoulders to move in their own way. You can take your chin with you, whether your gaze is lifted, lowered, or closed. Work with what feels right for you. You can even bring that chin towards, as if you were glancing over the back shoulders. Another two either side. Maybe those hands start to get softer, lower. Your movement, your breath. And then when it's right for you, coming back to center, allowing those hands to settle down. And then circling through the shoulders. Releasing tension as that happens. Again, always that invitation to close the eyes. Notice the breath in the body here. And then take those circles around in the opposite direction when you're ready. And settling down once again, finding the breath here. Finding the breath in your body and your body responding to the breath. As if you were a breathing being, your whole being, every particle. And again, if there's places that the breath stops flowing into, then take time to expand the breath into those areas. From here, I'm going to sit off my block for this. I'm going to take some circles using your hands as connection down to the chair, down to your knees, your legs, the floor, whatever feels good to you. Allow this movement to start to become more fluid. And then we'll allow that to pause and go around in the opposite direction when you're ready. Keeping the movement flowing with the breath. And then the next time you come up, we'll pause. Bringing the feet towards each other, knees a little further out. You can do the same thing in the chair. Allow that to be a kind of diamond shape rather than having your heels all the way up towards your seat. You can even take the flesh of your seat away from you, behind you, to tilt your pelvis forward somewhat. Come back to the breath. Option to stay as you are. Depending on how it feels for you, maybe walking those fingertips wide or out in front of you. Chin can come down towards the chest. Allowing any movement here. And you may notice if you slide your heels forward, then a forward fold comes a little easier. Softening your gaze, using any means you want to make it more comfortable for you. And then I want you to invite your awareness into your back ribs, your back body, and breathe into the back ribs. Really inhaling into the ribs to expand them in the back body and softening on the exhale. Notice that pulsing of breath there. And staying for another couple of breaths, just noticing how this feels. And then on one of your next inhales, drawing yourself slowly and carefully back up. From here, coming onto hands and knees, taking any softness underneath you, doubling over your mat, folded towels, and then settling into your foundation as it feels good to you, spreading those fingertips nice and wide, toes tucked or untucked, and then pushing the hands down into the earth to lift the back of the heart, belly draws in. And find the breath here, all the way through your body. When you're ready, cat and cow. So on an exhale, pushing down through your foundation, lifting the back of the ribs, maybe the chin draws in. On the inhale, the belly drops down, lifting the sit bones, lifting the crown of the head. Allowing that movement to be guided by your breath. So very little stillness here. Make any adjustments that feel good to you. And then coming back to center in your own time. Once again, tapping into the breath. And from there, sending that right foot out to the side of you. So it's connected outwards, pushing down through the entire foot, patting that left knee if you want to. excellent place to stay here. Coming into some openings up towards the right side. So, the left hand is supporting you right underneath the shoulder. Right hand comes behind the skull or towards your ear. Elbow up around shoulder height. On the inhale, lifting up through the elbow, opening up the gaze. That's the inhale. Exhaling down, and maybe the elbow draws down too. Inhaling, lifting and opening. Exhaling down. Keep that connection to the breath. Pulsing or option to lift and stay. Keeping that connection of the hand behind the head or towards the ears, opening up through the elbow. Option to extend the right arm up into the sky. Finding that opening through, running through the heart space, the chest space, all the way through to the fingertips. Find the breath here, expand and soften with the breath. And then when you're ready, gazing down towards the earth, hand comes back by the head, all the way down, hand connects downwards. And then we're drawing that right foot forward, give it a little help with that right hand if you want to. Again, any patting of the left knee that you need to. And just flossing the hips forward and back, maybe drawing that left knee back a little or more forward. Hands to the inside of that right foot. If there's any support you need to bring the earth to you, like blocks, please use it. And then when you're ready, settling into a foundation that feels supported. Hands coming up onto the right thigh, and we're coming all the way up. Hands to hips, fixing your gaze ahead of you. Any adjustments you need in your foundation to feel comfortable for you, go ahead. Feel that breath throughout. Noticing if there's areas that the breath no longer is present in. And connect your breath to those areas. So once again, you're feeling this breath through the whole body. Arms can stay down or coming to at the back of the head. Elbows drawn out. Base of the skull sitting into the palm of the hand. Reaching down into the earth, into all the places that are connected downwards. And that lifting through the spine, through the crown of the head from there. Option to stay, option to sit. The base of the skull back into the palms, lifting up through the elbows, coming from the heart, lengthening through the lower back, through the waistline. Breath is steady, and breath is pulsing throughout. Another couple of breaths here. Keeping the breath flowing, easy, keeping your gaze either fixed or softening, closing your eyes to connect deeper into what you're experiencing. One of the next inhales, drawing the skull, a nice bit of the crown of the head up towards the sky with the help of your hands, releasing the hands down. Connecting the hands back down to the earth, to the inner right foot, and the right foot comes round and back. Any support you need with movement, go ahead. Anything that feels intuitively good here. And then when you're ready, coming to the other side. And I'm going to turn around because I'm going to roll this side. So, sending that left foot out to the side. Right knee can be padded. And then once you're here, lifting up through the back of the heart, through the belly. Right hand is supporting your torso right underneath the right shoulder. Left hand comes to the ear or the back of the head. On the inhale, we're twisting. Exhaling, coming down, and maybe the elbow draws down too. Keeping the breath steady. Noticing where you feel this and experience it in your body. Next time you come up, option to stay. Pushing through the palm of the right hand, lifting up through, across the collarbones, through the elbow. And the option is to extend that left arm up in the sky. Can you feel your breath everywhere, even in this movement? Reaching, so there's not a hanging out. Here we're really connecting downwards to reach. On the next exhale, when you're ready, hand comes back to your head. And we're coming down, palm down. Take a moment here and bring the left foot forward. Hands to the inside of that left ankle. And then we're pulsing forward and back. And again, adjusting that right knee to suit you. Flossing with the hips, finding some ease of movement. And then when you're ready, readjusting to a foundation that feels stable to you. Hands up onto that left leg and up we come. Readjusting yourself. Never just tolerating where you are. Finding more comfort with those small tweaks and shifts at any time. Fixing your gaze ahead of you will help with balance. Hands to hips. From here, interlacing the hands back behind you, knuckles resting on the back of the pelvis, elbows drawn towards each other, length found from that rooting to rise, especially up through the torso, through the waistline, through the crown of the head. And the option here is to stay. Keeping a bend through those elbows and this length through the torso. Option to send the knuckles down towards the earth. Micro-bend in those elbows instead of locking them. Keeping that openness across the chest. Keep the breath steady. And find the breath even here throughout your body, throughout your being. The last option is, just like before when we were supporting the head, to lift the chin. Only if the breath is steady, if you're lifting it so much that you have a contraction in the throat, then do less. Any tingling, numbness in the hands, the fingertips, release them, bringing your hands to your hips. You get another couple of breaths. On an exhale, chin comes down towards the chest and we release the bind. Hands to that left thigh. When you're ready, hands to the inside of the left ankle. Coming back. Any movement you feel here is great. That feels intuitively good for your body. Go ahead. And then when you're ready, resting back into child's pose. Big toes come towards each other. Maybe you want some support, like a blanket or a bolster underneath your seat. Hips come back, supported child's pose on palms, forearms, fists, block, anything that's handy. Play around with how wide or close together you want your knees. No right and wrong here. Generally, the wider the knees, the flatter the back. The closer the knees are towards each other, the more rounding you get through the lower back. So depending on what feels good in your body. In whatever shape or position you're in, come back to the breath, stabilizing your awareness throughout the whole body, using your breath to bring awareness to different parts of your body where there may be less. Be gentle with yourself, be patient with yourself, and stay for as long as you like. Otherwise, when you're ready, coming from child's pose up to hands and knees, and in your own way, coming to standing. Taking breaths along the way. If there's any movements that you want to explore as you're coming up, please do. Mountain pose. Just like when we started down in our seat, connecting down with that wider base. Mountain pose coming all the way up to the crown of your head, like a mountain, palms facing forward, soften the shoulders. And now we're standing, connect to the breath from here. We've got that rooting down to rise, and then bring that awareness to your body and your breath in your body here. Allowing the breath to expand throughout your whole body, back body, front body, inside body, outside body, tips of your toes and fingers. On the inhale, turning the palms up, bending from the elbows, fingertips come up on the inhale, exhale, coming down. Option to stay there, option to sweep the arms up above you, exhaling down. And just like we did when we were seated, option to stay here, option to twist. So inhaling, arms come up, exhaling, glancing to the left. Inhaling up through center and to the right. Allow your hips, your upper body to come with you. Allow the movement to be as free-flowing as you can. Stay here or root down through the legs and the pelvis, allowing the movement now to come from the spine, keeping the hips facing forward. That may feel very different. And then when you're ready, coming all the way to center. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me. Coming into chair pose, so rooting down. This is the inhale and the exhale. Bending through the knees, sitting your hips back as your heart comes forward, long spine, arms come up, shoulder height. Push through the hands, inhaling up, exhaling, sitting back. Doesn't matter how deep you come, what we want is the fluidity of the movement. Option to keep flowing. Option to bring the hands up even higher on that exhale. breathing, flowing. Option, next time you come down to stay, 3 breaths. Arms can be as wide or as close together as you like, palms facing each other. Keep the breath steady and tune into the breath in your body. Everywhere. More or less, 1 more breath. Stay for the exhale. Push into the feet as you come up. Mountain pose. Settle the breath. Notice where you feel the breath is present in your body. Hands to your hips. And from here, we're going to take those legs wide. Coming into triangle pose. Mirroring you, that right foot is going to turn out. So it's facing the top of your mat. Left heel draws back just a little. Connecting evenly through both feet. Left shoulder's drawing back, so we're parallel with our torso to the long side of our mat. Hands to the hips. Once you're here, any adjustments you want to make in your stance, go ahead. There's no right and wrong here. This is about how your body feels as you move into and through this movement. Find the breath. The inhale, we're lifting up. The exhale, sending that left hip back as the right hip comes back too. So we're just shifting through the hips. And this may mean that as you do this, you want to adjust that back foot. As you do this, allow your weight distribution to really deepen through both feet. So there's an activation here. We're not just kind of hanging out here. There is a definite rooting down to rise up. Option to stay here. Option to send those arms out as we're reaching forward now. Inhaling, that left arm brings us back up. Again, there's energy through the fingertips, energy through both feet and through the crown of the head. Option to stay here. Option to reach forward and bring that right hand down to support on your thigh, on your shin. Left hand to the hip, and we're opening up through the left shoulder. Reaching through the crown of our head. Find the breath here. Find where there are locations where you cannot find the breath. Make any adjustments you need to, or focus on those areas to bring breath into it so we're aware. Equal distribution through both feet. Staying here. Maybe that right hand slides down a little further. Maybe it comes up and that feels more comfortable, just not on the knee joint. Wherever it is that you are, the option is to lift the left hand to the back of the skull, lifting up through the elbow. We've been here a few times today. Rooting down, rising up, lengthening. Anything that feels really good to you here, but then I want you to tune into the breath. Option is to stay, option to extend that left arm up to the sky, maybe the gaze comes up. Breathe into your entire being. Another couple of breaths. Extended triangle, that arm can come up and over the left ear. More or less, one more breath. And then when you're ready, allow that left hand to bring you all the way up. Hands to the hips. And then the right right toes come forward. Bend through the knees and hula hoop through the hips. And then back in the opposite direction. If you need to take a rest, take a rest. Or we're coming to the other side. Left toes out. Right heel slides out somewhat. That way we've got that slight internal rotation here through the right leg. Squaring out the torso towards the side edge of your mat. And doing this may mean that you immediately need to adjust something. Allow that to happen. We're all put together differently. Our bodies look and feel different. So accommodate the shape to your body, not the other way around. Rooting down through both feet, so there's connection down there to rise up. So everything is alive. Alive with the breath, alive with your awareness. Where our awareness goes, energy flows. Arms onto hips or reaching out with the fingers. Soften the shoulders. This is the inhale. On the exhale, hips slide to the right. Inhaling up. Exhaling. And again, if this is feeling weird, then shift things. Allow your intuition to guide you in the movement. Option to keep pulsing here. Option as you come forward to stay. Left hand comes down. Right hand to hip. Open up through the right shoulder. Just making sure that that left hand is not pushing through that left knee joint, either the femur bone or all the way down. Your choice. One is not better than the other. Rooting down to rise, finding this opening up. Wherever you are, option to take that right hand behind the head. Opening up through the elbow. And even in this complicated shape, can you bring breath into all the areas? Is there something you can do here to make yourself feel more comfortable? Option to extend the right hand up, opening through the collarbones, glancing up towards that hand. We've got some steady breaths here, but take your awareness into different places of your body and send awareness down to the soles of your feet, your inner legs, pelvis, heart space, fingertips, crown of the head, anywhere that you feel like the breath is not flowing. Last few breaths, the option is extended triangle, taking that right arm over the right shoulder. Allow this to be your shape, your breath. And after one of the last exhales, when you're ready, the right arm brings you all the way up. Hands to hips. Left foot comes forward. Bend through the knees. Hula hoop through the hips. And back in the opposite direction. When you're ready, heel toe or jump the legs in, mountain pose. Settle the breath, rooting to rise, and then expand the breath through your whole body. Where awareness goes, energy flows. Where we take our awareness, where we take our breath, we start to build connections to those areas. So we build our awareness to our whole being. Stay here for as long as you like, connecting to different places in your body. Or when you're ready, we'll come down to the earth, bringing with you everything you may need, and I'll see you down there. Here we are down on the earth. I'm going to turn it to the side so you can see me. Feet to the floor, knees to the sky. And we're sitting right up onto our sit bones here. So if you wiggle from side to side, you're going to feel two bony bits underneath you. Keeping those feet at a comfortable distance for you, and that's going to be different for each of us. Seated cat and cow. So on the inhale, we're lifting up right onto those sit bones, drawing the arms in so the chest lifts. On the exhale, keep that connection. Draw the chin in towards the chest and round. Inhaling, lifting, and exhaling, coming back. Allow that to be a movement of as much flow as possible. And then the next time we come up, we're going to stay. And instead of keeping an overarch in that back, coming to a neutral spine. Hands coming to underneath the legs, underneath those knee pits. And maybe the feet come a little closer towards each other. Coming into modified boat pose. So keeping that long spine. Same thing we've been doing. Rooting down to rise. Keep the breath flowing in all directions. And once you have that breath with a long spine, this is the inhale. On the exhale, we're coming back. Inhaling, gather the hands to come forward. So chin in towards the chest, so the back of the neck is long. And then the option is next time you come back to stay. If you have a rolled towel or a block you would like behind you to keep that connection there, please go ahead if that gives you more stability. This is an excellent place to stay right here. Even in this shape, can you bring breath to every area? Option to stay here. Option to lift one foot up, flex through the ankle, and your leg is supported by your hands, soften through the shoulders. If you lose the breath in particular areas, bring the awareness back to those areas, expand the breath. Option to send that foot down, lifting the opposite foot up. Once again, you have connection here. Connection to breath. Your hands are supporting you as much as you need to. Option to stay. Option to send the foot down, lifting up and curling forward, giving yourself a little hug here. Breathing into the back of your body. And then we'll come all the way up once more, hands behind the knees, lifting up through the spine. Keep the breath flowing and draw the shoulders back to where you're comfortable, long spine. Option to come back to a previous modification where you lifted one foot, put it down and lifted the other. Or option to lift one foot, keep that connection, lift the other foot. Feet can be wide or close towards each other, knees bent, heels close to knee height, and the breath is flowing. Is there anywhere the breath is not flowing? Can you breathe all the way down into your toes? Option to stay here, option to hover one hand. Keep the breath flowing. Replace the hand, hover the opposite hand. Replace the hand, feet come down, giving yourself a hug. Breathe into the back body. And then when you're ready, one more round. Hands come back under the knees, lifting up through a long spine. And we're coming back. Keep the breath flowing. Any of the previous modifications, or lifting one foot and lifting the other foot. Keep the breath going. Option to release the hands. Palms facing up, collarbones wide. Feel your body pulsing with breath. Two more breaths here. On the exhale, taking the feet down, giving yourself a hug. And when you're ready, we're coming all the way down on the floor. Knees to the sky, feet to the floor. And as you connect downwards, connect to your breath. Feel your body softening and expanding, expanding with every inhale, softening with every exhale. Releasing tension. Giving your knees a little hug here. Rock and roll from side to side. Anything that feels good. And then we'll settle the nervous system. Feet come down, shifting the hips to the right. Onto the cactus or a T or down by your hips. Extend the left leg long. Draw the right knee in and over to the left, shifting to the outside of the left hip. Right shoulder rooted and grounded. Any support you need underneath that right knee, shin, ankle, go ahead. Gaze can come over that right shoulder. Play with where that right knee feels good, the height of it. Maybe it wants to pulse, move around. But then settle into your awareness of breath. Notice if there's a place that the breath is not flowing. Take your awareness there and allow the breath to flow there. Stay for as long as you like. Gaze comes to center, knee comes to center, and then both feet to the floor, knees to the sky. Shift the hips to center, and then over to the left side. Right leg extends, left knee up and over with the guidance of the right hand. Left shoulder rooted and grounded. Any support you need, any adjustments. And once you're in your twist, then go on an exploration through your body. breathing into different areas that the breath is not present. And if that means adjusting your body in some way to make it feel more at ease to release tension, go ahead. When you're ready, gaze comes to center. Both knees come to center and we shift back. Take some moments here to finish off your movement practice with anything that feels really good in your body. And when you're ready, coming into your shape for relaxation, whatever that may be. Take your time to get there. Add any extra layers, support you might need. Settle in and settle down. Big breath. Fill up, feel your whole body expanding, and exhale, let it go. Feeling your whole body softening. 3 more just like that. On those inhales, inhabit every particle of your body with expansion. On those exhales, every particle softens. And after as many breaths as feel comfortable for you, then we release the breath entirely. So the breath is breathing you, breathing your body. As you allow your body to sink into that wonderful support underneath you, so you really can give yourself permission to let go. Tune in more energetically than anything else. Tune in to the breath in your body, the soft expansion and softening, the pulsing of your breath. When the breath is completely released, you're just tuning into the ebb and flow. Using those exhales to allow you to deepen into that relaxation even more with every breath. notice yourself sliding deeper into that beautiful calm you're creating. Noticing how that feels, to simply witness your breath coming and going as it breathes your body. When you're ready, start to simply bring your awareness back to the space you're in. And that support underneath you. Settle your awareness into your whole body from the crown of your head to the tip of your fingers and toes. And watch and witness the breath as it comes and goes. Noticing if there's any areas that don't hold the breath, take the breath there, fill it up. And then start to invite deeper breaths in as you fill up with energy, exhaling soft sighs, maybe out through the lips. And still your awareness is expanded into your whole being. Your breathing being. Invite in any movement that feels natural and effortless. Fingertips, toes, maybe the head slides side to side. And allow those movements to expand in your own way or not. And you awaken as much as you feel is right for you. Gathering yourself to a place that you would like to complete your practice, and that may be exactly as you are. There's no particular way that you should be. This is about feeling into what you prefer. And settling down into that support. Bringing your hands in a gesture that feels right to you today to finish up with. Full breath in, exhale, lower your gaze or close your eyes as you draw your chin in towards your chest. And just for one more moment, find that softening of the exhale, the expansion of the inhale in your body. And your body as a whole. Thank yourself for your attention and practice today. from my heart to yours. Namaste.